Hello and welcome to Sue Rogers Unedited. I am Sue Rogers. Today's topic, I'm going to talk a little bit more about school and when you're done with school. I happened to see a video yesterday also after I was thinking about it, because of course, I'm sure things are wired into our psyche to promote things that we're thinking about. If you haven't gone down that rabbit hole, go check it out. But I was thinking, dropped Cole off to college on Sunday. And I'm not going to talk a lot about that because I'm still processing. It's like my favorite dude in the whole wide world, my buddy. And he's out having new adventures on his own. Not going to talk about it. Because what I do want to talk about is we have this education system. And in this education system, kids are told, sit down, shut up, do this, do that, don't do that. Basically, show up at this time, sit down, do your work. If not, you're punished. Even if you don't care about the work, even if the work is not interesting to you at all, you have to do it. You have to learn this set of courses, no matter what, because we say so, whether or not you actually give a shit about them or not. And then we do this to kids, kindergarten through 12th grade. And then they get to 12th grade and we tell them, well, now what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And most of them don't know. And you wonder why they don't know. I don't wonder why. You guys, it's obvious. These kids are not being nurtured to go after the things that they actually are passionate about, or the things that they are skilled at, or the things that they naturally gravitate towards and are good at. They're all being told to do these, standardize this, standardize that, because we care about the test scores, but these test scores don't mean jack shit to you as a student and your future. Like state testing doesn't mean jack shit to that student and what they are doing in their future. It determines nothing about that. Just determines what? What does it really determine? Whether or not the school gets money or funding or whatever bullshit connection that these schools are being forced to do these tests instead of actually caring about and nurturing these kids towards the skill sets that they are good at. And I've talked to tons of teachers. I'm not just making shit up out of my whatever. I've talked to so many teachers, not just here in the local area that I live, but in different counties and other states. And schools have taken programs out of their availability. So like shop class, where students who naturally gravitate towards doing things mechanically with their hands, and that's how their brain works, and they are skilled at that. Those programs are gone and being replaced with other things, whereas previously these kids who naturally would have gravitated towards that could have graduated from a high school with some kind of mechanic license and some kind of certificate to be able to go work in an auto shop somewhere once they graduate, because that actually is going to make them successful in life more than trying to go to more college where they already weren't successful in that environment in regular school setting. Of course, these kids don't know what they want to do. And for those kids who excel at school, it's great. Like there are kids who do phenomenal in the education system, and that is wonderful, but it is not for every kid. And so the kids who do great at school, and they're like, cool, well, I'm just going to keep going to more school. Well, that's an option. And say you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something where you need those advanced degrees to be able to do whatever else it might be, then more schooling is your route. But if you keep going to more school just because you're like, well, I guess because I don't have an identity and I don't know who I really am and what I'm really passionate about because it's been beaten out of me for the last 12 years. I'm just going to keep doing what's familiar and keep going to school to get some random ass degree that won't serve me any purpose and isn't even useful. I don't know how many people I know with bachelor's degrees or master's degrees that do not use them in their field of work. So why do we make people get them? Like encouraging people to go after things that they actually love is what we should be doing to our kids in the education system. Not pushing them to go to a 4-year college, because if the more students you have that go to a 4-year college, the more kickback your high school gets from all of those kids that go to a 4-year college. And so you just push that for the kickback, but it's not really what's best for the kids. And again, I am not bashing on any of my teacher friends or teachers in general. It is the system that is failing our kids. So these kids don't know what they want to do. And honest to God, my kid, we dropped him off at college. But if he wasn't going to play volleyball and be on a team where there's accountability and something that he loves, he wouldn't be there. We would have gone auto class or welding class. Like he would have gotten some kind of other certificate here locally and not gone away had he not been going to play volleyball, which he loves, and get a degree at the same time. So that volleyball scholarship, I'm telling you, is the only reason he's there. And honestly, he's like not a huge fan of a lot of the system anymore after being out of it. I mean, 3 years of homeschooling, eye-opening experience for sure. Talk to a homeschooler. You guys, they're not crazy. The system has just failed their kids and they've been able to find a better way for their kids, which is what we should be doing. We are not all the same. I don't learn the same as you. You don't learn the same as me. Our skill sets are not the same. And that's what makes us all so fucking great, is because we are all so different. Like if we were all the same, if the world was full of all of me, that'd be so gross, lame, annoying. Like I wouldn't want to talk to myself and have only me to interact with my skill set. That's not how the world is supposed to be. We are supposed to have different skill sets that we can bring to the table to make things better. And that's what we should be teaching our kids, so that when they're done with the school system, if they're in the traditional school system, they know who they are, or they're starting to know who they are, or who they are has been built and developed so they're confident in who they are, to know that they should pursue the dreams in their heart, because that will make the biggest change in this world and make it better for all of us. All right. My thoughts on that. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. As always, you know, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, my website, www.balancedaylife.com. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, email me. I love the feedback. And thank you for listening.